Hello and welcome to the Overwatch Xbox community. I'm your host, Salt and Pepper, joined by Zach at Space 26, and we have a fantastic game up on deck for you from the Challenger tier. It's Sombra's Tech Support and Chaotic. Both coming into this game looking for, I guess, kind of opposite things here. Sombra's Tech Support in a different division in the Talent division for Challenger, sitting at 1-2-1, but their favorite could really turn it around if they're able to get a win here. 2-2-1 starts to look a little bit better when you've got the likes of Rikamaru's Ramen Revival and Don't Go Breaking Reinhardt sitting there at 2-2, so they'll want to get back in the saddle. PCOW and D9 duked it out earlier in the week, and D9 came away with that win, so sitting up there 5-0, PCOW 4-1. So Sombra's Tech Support looking to get back into it, really get back in the mix, and can do so here. But they're up against a 3-1 Chaotic side, looking to stay towards the top of the Overwatch division, the Challenger tier. Inner Circle just ahead of them at 4-0, and at 3-1, they really would like to stay right there in the mix, still 4 points down off the leaders. So lots to play for here. Zach, excited to have you with us. What do you think we can see from both these sides?
Well, thank you for having me. I'm also excited to be here. I think, obviously, Sombra's Tech Support kind of has the upper hand as far as record goes, as far as just the players. I mean, you see Fox and Fridge, WittyCalf, SNK, Just Buck, Swift. A lot of the people have been either playing with each other or playing against each other for seasons now within the OXC league. So they do have that kind of rapport going, that upper hand. They also have the upper hand as far as their record goes, just dominating right now. That being said, within this league, we've seen lots of times that teams have been able to come back and forth and come back from behind, do these huge upsets, and I think that's what we're looking for. And that's definitely what Chaotic is looking for. So it should be a really good game. You see, Chaotic has tied one of their rounds, and true, they've lost two, but they are a very good team, kind of scrappy, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they're able to stack up against this Sombra's Tech Support team.
Yeah, and I think Sombra's Tech Support, maybe their record not quite indicative of their ability. Obviously sitting at 1-2-1, but has been a mainstay in the community, and we've seen them kind of scale great heights, so to speak. So definitely those towards the top. We expect them to turn it around here. We're only halfway through the season, so week 5 a good opportunity to get kind of restarted, so to speak, and get back to their winning ways. Really excited for this game. Should be a good one from both sides. I think we have the readies for both captains. So we'll get you into Volskaya without any delay. Volskaya has proved difficult for some teams this week. We've seen a lot of multiple rounds, and you kind of expect that on the kind of 2CP maps, where you get a little bit of momentum, capping point A, you can roll onto B pretty quickly and have a lot of time in the bank. So yeah, expecting to go to a few rounds here with these two teams kind of boxing back and forth.
Definitely, this is one of those maps that can go on for 4, sometimes even 5 and 6 rounds. You have teams that are that competitive enough. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. There's a couple different strats that we see coming out from Attack on Volskaya Industries so far. Definitely, there's just the Death Ball Goats comp, the tank heavy with the healers just pushing right through. There's the flanking route along the side that we see a lot of as well. Not quite as much of the 2-2-2 that we see on some other maps, just because I feel like it doesn't work out quite as well through this relatively small choke that Volskaya has. But I'm looking to see kind of what these teams are capable of, what they're deciding to throw together.
Yeah, and as we get into the game, right off the bat here, teams starting to shape up for the defense. Sombra's Tech Support, blue on your left. Fox and Fridge going soldiers. WittyCalf on that familiar Reinhardt. SNK rewinds, looking to cause some problems on the Mei as Just Buck goes Diva. Sound Barrier 4 on the Brigida, and Swift 63 rounds out the comp on a Moira. The attacker still undecided, but we could see some changes come through. Maybe a fair attacking fair can be so helpful here when you've got a team barricaded into that choke point to kind of get damage in over the top and split them up. We've seen Wrecking Ball used pretty regularly as well to split up teams and can be very mobile, but still a little bit volatile perhaps. Revenant opting for the Reinhardt instead. Roos over on a Hanzo, Sergeant Mikey playing Lucio. Daemon Guru on the Zarya skid action. It's on a Moira, Twin Clarity on a Pharah.
Looks like Twin Clarity might be deciding to switch off to that Genji. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be going with that. Just kind of get behind them, flank around, try to distract them, and split them up off that choke, allowing the rest of his team to push forward.
Rewinds here with the wall, looking to isolate the team, does just that. Reinhardt poking in immediately and could get focused down, but we'll see how tightly STS plays this defense. We have very strong attack here from Chaotic. Revenant swinging big on the Reinhardt. Nobody going down just yet, but a lot of damage coming through for both sides. Supports have their work cut out for them as the battle continues to break out here right around the truck. Difficult to tell who really has the advantage, but Revenant finally able to take on this opposite recap. The attackers have a 6v4. Moving the fight onto point now. The defense trying to hold on, but Box Bridge falling makes it a completely opposite fight for the attack. And a strong engagement onto point. I think STS is losing members quickly. Ooh, and already the Coalescence coming out here, and Rewind still trying to continue the stagger, but the capture point already starting to tick up here for Chaotic, and what an aggressive response from them. 60 seconds off the clock, and they've already got the point.
Yeah, we see them push forward very quickly. They were able to just gain a lot of ground. They got through the choke quickly and pushed the defense back almost to that little secondary bridge past the point, and from there they were just able to go onto the point and cap it really quickly. Right now, 6:46 on the clock, and we see them continuing to push on to point B.
Yeah, a lot of time to work, coming in quickly, the ice wall going up, but not really isolating anybody. Now it's ultimate, a Dragon Strike from the attack, and a Coalescence from the other side. The Shatter catches a couple, but Revenant can't follow in with the pin. Just Buck gets the kill on the Clarity, and as Revenant falls, things starting to look a little bit better for the defense. Probably a retreat here from the attackers, Chaotic, and the Sombra Export's looking to get a couple staggers. Finds one on the Sergeant Mikey, Daemon Guru dropping as well, and STS can hold on at least a little bit longer. Ultimate's still available for the team in blue. Wittycap with a Shatter and the Sound Barrier. Brigida kind of rally available as well. For the other side, Twin Clarity looking at the Dragon Blade. Justbuck dropping off there. Probably just get a mech back, or either that or switch heroes. Looks like we'll just be coming back with mechs. Make sure they've got that ready and available for the fight as Chaotic starts to engage here.
I definitely think it's a very smart move by Justbuck. I'm surprised to do it a little bit earlier. Because now it's a little bit delayed, but having that mech back, it's going to be a lot easier than just trying to wait around as a single diva and get some picks. But now that he does, it's definitely a lot more of a force to be reckoned with as this attack comes up. We see they tried to combo the Hanzo ult and the Zarya ult, probably not quite as well as they were hoping for. Out comes the Mei ult, and it's answered with a Genji ult. He's able to stay out of the Mei Blizzard, not really able to get any picks so far, kind of going for Justbuck, and out comes the Moira ult as well. So they're trying to get as much progress on this point as they can. The Diva Bomb comes out, is able to get Ruse, so that's going to be a pick for them. Good job on the defense. But these attackers are continuing just push forward. Out comes the Lucio Sound Barrier to give his team a little bit extra. You see the Reinhardt Revenant just swinging away. Out comes a Shatter, gets 3 big picks. He's able to kill one. Wittycap gets Twin Clarity though. It's going to be good for them. Daemon Guru on Justbuck. Just kills going back and forth. It does look like the defense is going to be able to hold this though, especially with that Mei doing a really good job freezing some opponents that are trying to get away at the last second.
Yeah, I think the defender Sombra Export really benefited from just kind of a delayed attack from Chaotic. They couldn't really focus on the targets as quickly as maybe they wanted to, and even though Sombra Export invested a lot of ultimates in that fight, they were able to get reinforcements back to prevent any take on the point. No sticking percentage here for Chaotic. So we'll come back into attack. Still 4 minutes and 19 seconds on the clock, so no need to be too hasty. We'll have a Dragon Strike here from Ruse here very shortly. Twin Clarity close to another Dragon Strike, or Dragon Blade as well. So definitely options opening up for the attackers. We'll see how they engage this next point. But already off to a rough start. Sergeant Mikey and Twin Clarity both down. It's a 5v4. The defense with the shorter respawn expects to take this point. I think it just will about do it. Don't expect to see any ultimates from Sombra's tech support.
Absolutely. We saw Revenant try to get out. He wasn't quite able to. Gets picked. Roost gets picked. And this is going to be a full reset for Chaotic. Really good job, though, from Roost and Twin Clarity getting their ultimates back very quickly. Almost, one fight after they used them. Out comes Swift's Coalescence, just kind of push this attack back even farther. And yeah, very dominant right now from the defense on the second point.
Yeah, I think this is Sombra's Export trying to turn the screw a little bit and get some of those staggers, but could get caught out, maybe a little overextended. It's a Dragon Strike coming into their ranks. We'll see if they're able to contend with it, but Rose taking advantage of the disarray and getting it 2 with Dragon Strike. Now it's the attack coming back on a point with some aggression. Rewind's trying to stall. It's a Coalescence coming out, though, from Skate Action. Getting a kill onto Justbuck, who was just there out of the mech. And now the advantage definitely swinging the way of Chaotic on the point.
Definitely. As SNK Rewinds falls, is going to be kind of their last bastion. Out comes two ultimates, though. We got the Earth Shatter and the Brigitte ult. Brigitte does get pinned, though, trying to stay alive as long as possible. Ends up getting taken down by Skate Action. Wittycraft's able to get Roos. However, out comes a big bomb. Let's see if they can get behind the shield. They are. Revenant is able to block that bomb and, kind of negate that ultimate. However, with the close respawn, the defenders are getting back onto this point very quickly and doing everything they can to hold on to it.
Well, and again, no sticking percentage here for Chaotic, so all of this for naught, and they've still used the time. Coalescence out for both sides, mostly just to keep everybody up, but here's a Blizzard from SNK Rewind to slow things down a little bit for STS. Coalescence equally helpful for both sides here, but it's still anybody's fight. Dragon's Blade coming out again, able to catch Fox and Fridge, Twin Clarity going off back there, and finds a second and third onto both supports here for STS. That really could change the tide of the fight, as Just Buck's the only one left and out of mech. Wittycap able to come back in to help, but now it is 45% gone for Chaotic, and it starts to look a little bit better for them. 2 minutes on the clock, and time to continue taking. SNK Rewind's trying to stall again, but maybe closed out here by Revenant and Twin Clarity. Still trying to stall. The rest of the defenders getting reinforcements. Remember, still continuing to fall around them. Ooh, another shadow in from Revenant, but gets frozen before he can take full advantage here. Is able to catch SNK, who survives it just briefly. Again, I think it's STS finally able to galvanize their numbers and take back control of the point.
Yeah, absolutely. That respawn advantage is really working to their favor, and just letting them get back to the point quickly. The kills are kind of going back and forth 1-to-1, but because they can get to the point so much faster than Chaotic can, it's definitely working in their favor. And now we see the Pharah switch from Twin Clarity off of the Genji. And I think that will help them just because they don't really have anything that can deal really well with a Pharah on the side of Sombra's tech support apart from SNK.
Waiting for the engagement. I wonder if they're going to use Fox and Bridge as maybe a distraction, try and get the shadow off here from Wittycap as they start to come back into this point. 3 ultimates, almost 4 for the defenders. The Swift is about 10% away from another Coalescence. For the attack, a little bit worse off. Roost there with a Dragon Strike, but already Wittycap diving in immediately and trying to get the pin. Ends up getting caught out, though, by the Twin Clarity Pharah switch, and that could end up being valuable here for the attackers. Another pick onto Swift 63 means the 6v4 for the attack has a significant advantage for them. Try and stay on the point. Here's a bomb coming out from Just Butt. Is able to catch Skate Action, so maybe kind of leveling off the fight for the defenders a little bit, but it's a lot of red right now on the point.
And out comes that Earth Shatter from Wittycap. He's able to pin Sergeant Mikey. However, he does quickly get taken out by Daemon Guru. Swift is able to get Twin Clarity, so that's going to be good for them. Get that Pharah out of the sky, and now it's just a matter of holding on to the point as much as possible. Out comes another Shatter from Revenant, trying to get as many as possible. Sound Barrier goes down. The Fox and Fridge is able to take Revenant out shortly thereafter. Again, kills going back and forth, but with that spawn advantage, it looks like Sombra Tech Support is doing really well. Another Hanzo ult coming out. I want to say that's his 4th or 5th so far this game. Very impressive. Daemon Guru goes down, State Ashton goes down, though. It looks like it's just going to be Sergeant Mikey right now with Pharah just Twin City staying in the sky, trying to get as much damage in as possible.
Yeah, man on an island here, or at least in the air, Twin Clarity trying to keep that stall going as long as possible, but overtime meter starts to tick down here for Sombra's Tech Support, and that will do it. Solid defense here from STS. Obviously, they did allow, I believe, about 45%, but were able to prevent the second point. So, for first time in a little bit, I think we will see a Volskaya game only in 2 rounds. But I think STS did well there on their defense, obviously getting rolled there pretty quickly in the first 60 seconds on that initial point A defense, but able to, again, benefit from the quick respawn and kind of Chaotic's inability to completely take them down. Especially pesky was SK Rewinds on the main. I think that kind of caused some issues for them, but they still do have percentage on the point, on point B rather. So an opportunity for a full hold here still sees them win this game. A lot to play for, and there's a reason why they're 3-1. So we'll see how Chaotic responds to that maybe atypically lackluster attack from them, and see if they can come away with something from this game.
All right, so from the side of the defenders right now, we see Revenant on the Reinhardt. Roos is going to be on that Hanzo again, did really well last time. Sergeant Mikey is going to be on a Zenyatta this game. Daemon Guru is going to be on the Zarya again. Skate Action on the Moira, and then Twin Clarity is going to be on a Mei this time. We saw SNK do a really good job with the Mei. I would say one of the biggest factors of them being able to hold that second point was SNK just freezing himself onto the point and freezing their tanks. Did a really good job of focusing them down. So that May can be a very influential pick in these maps. Let's see if Twin Clarity is able to kind of repeat those results.
And the attackers from Sombra Sexport coming in quickly. SNK over here on the fair, just looking to cause problems from above, and may find some success. Does immediately. Sergeant Mikey down, but able to take him down in response. Roos getting in on Ferris. So nice way to at least be covered there and not have to worry about that over the top. Revenant getting the kill in a sound barrier means the defenders are looking a little bit stronger here in this first push. I think Sombra Sexport will have to retreat. They don't have the numbers to sustain this fight, and a very good opening defense for Chaotic.
Yeah, we see Fox and Fridge trying to get a little bit of a back cap there, not quite able to before the Mora comes and finds him, has to back off, and this is going to be a regroup for Sombra Sexport.
SNK looking for the same kind of initial success found on that first fight, but maybe not the same conclusion. Getting in damage through the window onto the shield. Let's see how STS attacks this next fight here. The defense giving a little bit of room to work with around the left, and it's Fox Fridge going onto the high ground immediately to take out that Hanzo, who's been a significant threat for them. Out by himself, it's the rest of the team kind of following in behind him a little bit. Teams offsetting the fights, though. That shadow coming through, I think that was from Revenant. Was able to catch a couple, and now the kills still going the way of Chaotic. Doing a very good job on this defense so far. Now getting pinned back, though, by his opposite. Wiggicap trying to get advantage, but drops instead. Gets some help from that Hanzo over the top, and again, Chaotic holds strong. Rue's doing a really good job on this Hanzo. Just getting, staying in good positions and finding the picks in the middle of these team fights. Really kind of send it the other direction. Oof. Kind of a reverse Castus Curse there. Still with the Dragon Strike and waiting for the opportunity to use it. Sergeant Mikey very close to a Transcendence to offset SNK Rewind's Rocket Barrage on the other side. Still ultimates building for the attacker Sombra's tech support, and they're looking for a some kind of quick initiation, but again, already offsetting the fight. Fox and Swift falling immediately. Now the Shatter's invested, but they didn't have the numbers to really follow up. Transcendence from Sergeant Mikey just keeping everybody up. Rocket Barrage from Rewinds will get Twin Clarity, but I think at that point, maybe the fight's already gone there. STS didn't really have the numbers, and I think a few ultimates wasted in that fight.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. They got picked a little bit too early to commit that many ultimates, especially that those good ultimates. That being said, there was a good shutter by Wiggicap. Again, though, he didn't have the people with him to make the most of it, and they just got back on their feet and ended up cleaning up SNK, who has now switched onto a Reaper to try and deal with Revenant and Demoguru, I can only imagine.
Yeah, certainly a fantastic defensive graviton from Damon. We'll see how the rest respond to Dragon Strike and the Coalescence invested. Members from Sombra's tech support falling all over the place. And again, a solid defense from Chaotic. Less than 60 seconds now for the blue team Sombra's tech support if they want to get anything out of this game. And we very well may see a full hold here from Chaotic. SNK, that's a bad stagger. That's tough from them. Getting caught out in the back, trying to flank a little bit. And I like the idea, but now, again, having to wait a little bit longer for that sixth member before they can come back in and engage this point. Shatter just waiting in the wings here for Revenant. You expect him to allow a little bit of initiation and then just drop it straight through. Skate Action and Twin Clarity looking to clean up as well, and things, at least on paper, look like they favor Chaotic.
Yeah, Fox and Fridge dropping early is not going to be good for STS. We see them now, trying to push around that left side as far as, from their perspective. Out comes the, wow. Out came Twin Clarity's Blizzard, but it did get eaten by Just Buck. Really good job from him. And now they're fighting around the back of the point. Wiggicap and Revenant kind of cancel each other out. Wiggicap does end up going down from the Coalescence from Skate Action. And it looks like the kills are going to be going red right now. Revenant and STG both getting picks. Revenant getting another one on Swift. Just the last Fox and Fridge, and that will be the round.
Ooh. Fantastic response from Chaotic. Just solid round from them. And the defense was just ruthless. I think STS had a hard time looking threatening there. And yeah, congratulations to Chaotic. Obviously struggling a little bit with the point B on Volskaya, but didn't matter if they don't give any percentage up on point A. So yeah, really solid round from them. We'll see if STS can respond on Nepal. That'll be our next match. But yeah, this is just one of many fights that Chaotic just coordinated ultimates really well. Twin Clarity, maybe you can kind of see getting a Dragon Blade in there, getting a few kills, influential for the team. And yeah, Chaotic off to a spectacular start here in Week 5, looking to maintain their shimmering record. STS looking to get back in the saddle. We'll have some post-game thoughts or post-round thoughts and move on to Nepal when we come back. And welcome back to the Overwatch Xbox community from the Challenger tier. Sombra's tech support up against Chaotic. By falling in a hole early, Chaotic looking very solid on their Volskaya attack. Not quite able to get the second point, but then it didn't matter because a strong defense saw them full hold Sombra's tech support, and they win it 1-0. So now up 1-0 here in the series. We've got Nepal on deck, and yeah, I mean, Zach of Spades at 26 casting here with me. What do you think we can do about, or what do you think Sombra's tech support rather can do to respond to Chaotic?
And that is quite a good question because Chaotic had such a strong defense. Their offense might not have been as well as they were hoping. They were still able to capture the first point and 46% of the second point. The defense, though, really being the shining star. Full holding on Volskaya is very impressive. And as far as what they can do, I would say probably target their tanks first because both of them are very dominant. Revenant on the Reinhardt and then Damon Guru on the Zarya were really good. Roos as well on that Hanzo. So those are probably the top three targets that they need to prioritize. If they can do that, I think it should be, I wouldn't say easy, but it should be a lot easier for them to push forward and capture the point and hold on to it.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. And obviously there's a benefit in playing the control point in the center. We often see teams be able to respond after that first game, kind of shake off the rest a little bit, and win the control point map to make it a meaningful third. We'll be going to Rialto next, so ideally that'll be the result here for Sombra's export. But if you're Chaotic, I mean, just continue fighting, get that second win, and go into next week knowing you're up 4-1 in a very competitive division within the Challenger tier.
Absolutely. Most seasons this tier has been really good for just producing some awesome games, some really close games. The very competitive, not entirely sure who's going to make the playoffs and who will be out until the very last couple games. So yeah, it's always enjoyable to watch games within this tier, and I'm excited to see how this one finishes.
Now going into Nepal. Now, a lot of game left to play, so we'll see how STS respond to that initial defeat. Coming out immediately, it looks like STS here. Still on your left, Fox and Fridge on the Diva. A Goats combo coming out. Wittycap on the Reinhardt as SNK Rewinds goes Roadhog. Justbuck on the Lucio. Soundberry going Pagita. All cold inside. The substitute coming in for Swift63. Now on the Zenyatta. For Chaotic here on your right, Twin Clarity on the Ana as Roos goes Sombra. Revenant on the Winston. Damon Guru on Diva. Skate Action on the Mercy and Milkboy. Substitute coming in here on the Genji. I like the Sombra play from Roos here. Obviously, Sombra has a bit of a rework, and there was a period of time where Sombra you thought would come directly into the meta, but a couple other changes came through, new heroes came out, and all of a sudden kind of put on the back burner. Now even more changes coming through. We'll see how it affects Chaotic Shape as they approach this point. Right now, Rouge is sitting on the edge, maybe just kind of scoping out, letting the team know what's on the other side, looking for a target, and finding one here. Now the fight's really breaking out, but it Rewind's getting the kill first. Skate Action dropping, but all cold inside dropped, so support down for both teams. Now Revenant in a tough spot. Kills really going the way of Sombra's tech support. Damon Guru finally dropping, and Milkboy down as well. Means one member left for Chaotic. They'll try to chase a good pull there onto Twin Clarity, but that Ana's still alive. Finally does drop. That's a tough stagger there for Sombra's tech support, but nice response after that initial kind of defeat on Volskaya to come back out and take this point quickly and in convincing fashion.
Absolutely, and they got that stagger there on the Ana, and then Roos on the Sombra as well. It's really tough for them. We do see the Fair come out now from Milkboy, switched off of the Genji, hoping that this will be a little more beneficial. There aren't any characters that can really attack a Pharah, save for, I suppose, All Cold Inside and Fox and Fridge. So we'll see how that kind of progresses.
Got the sound barrier out here, I believe. Oh, but perhaps not. Wittycap able to get the kill on the Revenant, though, so again, things going the way of Sombra's tech support early. Milkboy on the Pharah in behind. Nobody, again, like you said, to really threaten that aerial bombardment. Sombra's tech support still holding well. Just the one member down still for Chaotic, but they're still a little tentative to approach the point. 52% gone now for Sombra's tech support in the first round here on Nepal. Finally, now another engagement coming out from Chaotic, taking the fight onto point. It's a rally coming out here from Soundberry, though, just keep everybody from Sombra's tech support up. Fantastic Shadow, though, coming in from Revenant only, and Milkboy will combine, getting the triple with the Rocket Barrage. Spectacular combination there. The ultimate combo just waiting, biding their time, finding the opportunity, and a team kill for Chaotic sees them cap the point.
Yeah, I think that was a good combination with they started with a Shatter, and then they had the EMP come out and then combo that with the Fair Ultimate. So they did, kind of burn 3, but I think it was worth it being able to cap the point and completely reset STS.
Able to get those 3. Now it's Ultimate's coming back the other direction. Yeah, kill still going the way of STS. A Transcendence, though, out here for All Cold Inside just to keep the rest of these members up. They're trying to take the point back and may find themselves successful. Yeah, exactly that. 28% gone only for Chaotic, and now it's STS able to recap and retake the supremacy. No ultimates here for Sombra's tech support, but should be just about one fight if they're able to win this. But Chaotic obviously have a lot of time if they do cap this to come back in, and they definitely have the ults to do so. So you expect a nice strong attack from them. Initiation from Daemoon Guru just to put a little bit of damage onto the point and use those proximity mines to kind of disrupt the defense. Mines out here in a fantastic spot. May catch a couple tanks, but still staying up. Wittycap able to get the pin onto Daemoon Guru. That'll be crucial here for the current point defenders. Now Kill's kind of sliding the other direction, though. Milkboy back into the feed here with the Rocket Barrage again. Another double. We'll see Chaotic come back and wrap this point back up. Man, what a play from Milkboy.
Absolutely, and it looks like it's just the Diva on the point right now. There you go, Fox and Fridge just finally fall. It's going to be a little bit staggered for their team coming back, but I don't think that it will take her too long. And yeah, she'll be able to get another push. At 99% now, STS definitely has the advantage if they can just kind of regroup and push together as a team the way they have done the last 2 times. I think this point should be theirs again.
Here's another initiation. It's 53% gone for Chaotic. STS coming back into point. There's the EMP, catches a couple. Fox and Bridge able to get a bomb on the Daemoon Guru, and that may make things a little bit easier. Milk away in the back, causing complete havoc, and all cold inside will drop, even as SNK gets a kill back the other direction. Skate action on the Mercy falling for Chaotic. It's really difficult for Stella, who has too much of the advantage, but 2/3 the point or so going to STS, taking a short gap in the fight to recap the point, and now we're in overtime. Shatter coming through from, I believe that was Revenant only, but I don't think it really caught anybody there. STS still with the advantage on the point, just Wrecking Ball remains here. Daemon Guru trying to stall out as long as possible, but that just won't do it. Skate action coming in to contest again, but a sound barrier out will keep everybody from Sombra's tech support on their feet and healthy. Still delays coming through from Chaotic, finally running out. Sombra's tech support take the first round on the ball.
Very strong showing from them, just able to kind of brush off that first game and come in here swinging, literally, as we saw there, Reinhardt just very dominant, getting some stars quickly, using them effectively, and the rest of his team, kind of following up. So yeah, really good job from them on that first round, rather dominant, if I would say so. And let's see if they can, kind of repeat that on this next round.
And now it is a comp from Chaotic, I think, switching to respond to the map type. Twin Clarity looking for the boost here on Lucio as Roos goes over to the Soldier. Revan only onto the Roadhog, Daemon Guru onto an Orisa now. So changing up the shape slightly. Milkway in on a Tracer. We'll see if that is the answer. Unchanged for Sombra's tech support. They come in with the same 6. Setting up, looking for pulls, maybe over the side. Revenant only, maybe seeing if he can find a hook, but it's SNK getting the hook the other direction, finding his opposite, and now offsetting the fight for Sombra's tech support. In here early and looking to control the point as it opens here in about 5 or 6 seconds. Still the only kill on the board. That pull from SNK, looks for another, but no one available for him, and STS will cap the point quickly.
Looks like SNK is doing a really good job of focusing on the Orisa shield as soon as she can put it up, and by taking that out, it leaves Chaotic in a very vulnerable position and allows them to be picked off one by one.
Daemon Guru is switching off the Orisa now to a Reinhardt, Roos over to a Brigitte. I thought about the Wrecking Ball for a second, but seeing if this is going to be the advantage for them. We've got a triple support now. Bit of a brawlier comp, though, coming into point. Sombra's export sitting a little bit further back. Now Chaotic decides to drop down and join them. It could be a difficult fight here in a tight spot. Woodycap getting killed in a Revenant early, and now Daemon Guru dropping as well means it's an early double there for Woodycap. Fox and Bridge adds another one, and things still going the way of Sombra's tech support.
We see Chaotic again, just having to back up and regroup, trying to figure out how they want to push forward with this. It looks like they're trying to do the same strat, which I'm not sure this has been working for them so far. Just going in that corner, sitting there, not really able to get any picks. It looks like STS is doing a good job of staying inside and protecting themselves. We do see that Revenant is able to get a hook on Fox and Fridge, but he just flies right away. The Pulse Bomb is more or less ineffective. Out comes the Diva Bomb, though. Not really any picks, but does scatter Chaotic right now as they are trying to push forward onto this point.
Yeah, what we see from Sombra's tech support, sitting back in this hallway, just waiting for Chaotic to push into them, and then kind of responding, getting a boot where you saw Woodycap using an ultimate there. But I think Chaotic is still holding on to this fight. Nice pull onto Woodycap from Revenant, finds him in a tough spot. Now it's a whole hog out. Hasn't really found anybody just yet, but maybe separating STS. Gets pulled, but takes a Diva with him. Fox and Bridge off the side as well. And just still the point ticking up for Sombra's tech support, though. Chaotic hasn't really been able to take supremacy back. We're already up to 96% for the blue team. Fantastic pulse bomb, though, from Milkway. Catches a double, and that may be the opportunity Chaotic needs to get back onto this point.
That being said, this Brigitte is, not giving up without a fight, trying to stay on as long as possible. Back comes SNK. He's trying to take out the Lucio right now. And, it looks like one by one. Oh, good pull right now. SNK does go down from Revenant. Roos is able to take out his opposite as well. And, the kill's now starting to go the way of Chaotic. And just a little bit left to cap this point. That being said, All Called Inside does pop a Zenyatta Transcendence, able to keep his team just kind of on their feet, doing as much as possible. Out comes another bomb from Box and Fridge. Is able to get Milkway that time. And that being said, though, it still looks like the kill feed is going to be going red. Just Fox and Fridge left on the point, and he does get booped off. And that will be Chaotic. So now they just have to hold on to it, the entire time and not lose it at all.
Yeah, what a fight for Chaotic, though. Obviously, coming back in, it looked pretty dire for them at points, but able to stay tight and get those kills. They still have a few in their locker, though, as well. The Twin Clarity with the Sound Barrier and Skate Action with the Coalescence could prove useful. Revenant very close to a whole hog as well, so definitely a lot they can work with. And while they do have to hold a point for a few team fights, they've kind of put themselves in a good position at least to get it above 50% here. Now the attack coming back in through that hallway. It's a sound barrier quickly from both sides just to initiate, kind of offset each other. A boop from Twin Clarity will, I believe, take down Wittycalf. Oh no, he did get back to point. I thought that was going to be influential for Chaotic. Still kills swapping both sides, tanks down, but SNK and Wittycalf combining well to take down two crucial members of Chaotic. I think the advantage now going the way of STS as you see the control points start to tick that direction. All blue on the point and in the feed. They continue cleaning up, and that may just cap the point for them. Rouge trying to come back in on the beat and maybe contest, but that overtime meter begging to drop and will do just that. That's STS responding very well, taking Nepal to tie up the series 1-1.
Yeah, a 2-0 win is definitely what they needed, and that is going to be the morale booster that they were looking for to go on to this third map after losing on Volskaya Industries. So, really good job from STS, and yeah, now all comes down to this third map.
No doubt about that, but Revenant, the combination there, getting the Shatter, I believe, and then combining with Milkaway on the triple barrage. Definitely Chaotic showing some flashes of greatness there, but couldn't quite get over the line and take Nepal. So they look for their win in this third game on Rialto. Sombra Tech Support looking to swing it back the other direction and do the, I guess, kind of reverse sweep. We'll get some post-round thoughts and look ahead to that payload map when we come back. And welcome back to the Overwatch Xbox community, where we are all tied up in this Challenger Tier series between Sombra Tech Support and Chaotic. I'm your host, Salt and Pepper, joined by Zakaspace26, and after a pretty dominant performance by Chaotic on Volskaya, Sombra Tech Support rumbled back to a 2-0 victory on Nepal. And all to play for here on the third map, Rialto. Both these teams in two different divisions, so kind of playing for different reasons, but obviously still wanted to get the win here. Zach, what did you see in that last round, and what do you think that means for this next game on Rialto?
Man, I would definitely say the last round was probably surprising for myself and all the viewers involved. If you look at each of the last 2 games individually, you could, obviously just assume that one of the other team was dominant and going to take the series. But taken together, it becomes a complete toss-up. Volskaya was chaotic, was very dominant. They had a full hold, didn't even allow a single tick to be gained from SGS. And then in Nepal, we saw that SGS just 2-0'd them, very easily, dominantly. Their ult management was really good. They used them well in coordination with one another, and so. Man, I would definitely say this is a toss-up. It could go either way, and it wouldn't surprise me if either team won.
Yeah, too true, especially on a payload map, though. Only one can walk away with the victory. Just to remind you, it's Chaotic 3-1, looking to stay in the mix there towards the top of, I believe it's the Overwatch tier in Challenger, or Overwatch Division in Challenger, while Sombra's Tech Support kind of looking to get back in the fold, sitting towards the bottom of their division, and trying to kind of turn things around in their season. Still time to do that, though. Certainly. Obviously, we're just now in week 5, so about half the season left to make it happen. Going into Rialto, though, we've seen some exciting multi-round games here as well, so definitely expecting a long, drawn-out brawl. We are swapping sides this time, so that could kind of change the shape of this map. Chaotic will be defending first, and obviously they defended so well on Volskaya, so an opportunity for them to make quick work of Sombra's Tech Support attack. Or will we see the strong aggressive attack from Sombra's Tech that we saw on Nepal, and see if that kind of puts them into the driver's seat? Ultimate playable here. Still looking for subs from both sides. I think Sombra's Tech is set. Trying to have a sub come in here, but looks like we won't quite have it. I think Chaotic is also ready to go. So we'll get you into Rialto without delay.
And one of the things that is fun about the maps that we have this week is that none of the maps are really too similar to one another. We've got the 2CP, we've got the King of the Hill, and then we also have the straight payload. So all of them are quite different from one another. Each team can have its strengths and weaknesses, and so we don't really know. Based off the previous maps, what the team is going to do this round. And it makes it fun, it makes it exciting, and it makes it a great game to watch.
Well, we've seen some flexible comps from them as well, and look to see more of the same here. Maybe a little bit of 2-2-2. We've seen like the triple support, double tank with the DPS, plus the coach combo, so definitely a lot of possibilities. Looks like immediately it may be a Milkwood back on the Pharah, and Pharah can definitely cause some problems for attackers. This first section, I know we talked about it a lot. Teams like these spammy combos with you got Damon there on the Zarya, Bruce sitting there looking for the combination with the dragons and the grab. It's difficult to get through this first section on Rialto because of how tight these channels are. Lots of high ground and positions for the defenders to set up, and the attack sometimes has a hard time getting through this first section, which is kind of why you see a lot of first point holds on Rialto. Hopefully that's alleviated a little bit with this next patch coming through that will speed up that payload speed, and we might see some more faster paced Rialto games, but definitely a map that can be kind of a long, drawn-out slog, and we'll see which team is more up for it. For the attack, looks like their comp coming out will be a Goats comp again. Fox and Bridge on the D.Va as Wittycap goes Reinhardt. SNK rewinds onto the Roadhog. Just Buck on Lucio. Sound Barrier on the Brigida again, and all cold inside, filling out the Zenyatta. For the defenders, Twin Clarity on the Ana. Bruce on the Hanzo has played very well this game. Revenant on Reinhardt as Damon Guru joined there on the Zarya. Nice tank partnership for Chaotic up to this point. Skate action on the Mercy as Milkboy, like we said, going Pharah. Directly to point, Sombra Sexport trying to get set up quickly. A nice high ground defense here for Chaotic, getting that spam damage in. Rue's able to get a pick onto all cold inside early, and that is exactly what you want to see if you're Chaotic, the defenders. Obviously still a long way to go, but nice to be able to offset the fight early. See if they drop down onto point to meet these attackers, but waiting a little bit longer. Fox and Trish trying to engage a little bit, finally maybe encouraging them to drop onto point. Milkwood getting a boop onto Wittycap. Things starting to look a little bit better here for the defense.
Yeah, I think once they dropped down, they kind of became a little more dominant in the fight and were able to just kind of get up in the face for that Zarya and the Reinhardt. All the damage comes, I'm sorry, most damage at least comes from that up close and personal fight, and definitely played to their advantage.
Yeah, so actually you can only see the silhouette. The other team cannot. All cold inside, sitting on this upper left-hand corner. Very well could get staggered, sitting as a Zenyatta. Very vulnerable by himself and does drop. So now it is just a 5-member attack for Sombra's Tech Support trying to engage this high ground again. Damoon able to get Fox and Bridge out of mech. SMK does answer one back the other direction, and that'll be helpful for the attackers, but I think the focus may just be a little bit better from Chaotic. Spectacular Shadow will catch 2, and Revenant swinging away right here on the Reinhardt, doing a really good job for the defenders to continue pushing STS back into their spawn.
And Revenant again getting a third pick there on SMK allows them to kind of take a second, forcing the regroup from Sombra's Tech Support right now.
Yeah, Chaotic starting to see the defense that we saw in Volskaya. This is just a brutal kind of, not really counter dive defense, but they definitely will give you the space to kind of dig your own grave a little bit, get up and close to them, then they just kind of counter it on you, and a lot of damage coming through just drops you quickly. Milkway able to get the pick onto SMK just to boot from the side. Now it's a Nano Wonder Revenant. Nice combo there, getting the pin, and now Diva's out of mech. Ultimate's all over the place here for the defenders, and yeah, just again, kill feed going completely blue for them, but yeah, just able to clean up fights once more, and Sombra's Tech Support doesn't really have an answer for this aggressive, chaotic defense right now. Now just 1 minute and 37 seconds for Sombra's Tech Support. Ultimates bound for the defenders, however. Shatter and a grab coming up. Revenant looking for the perfect chance to use it. Finds a little bit of space in the back, and actually I think does find 3 people. Woodycap looking to protect his team, though, trying to come in with the pin, but Milkway helping out the Reinhardt will take him down. Kill still going the way of the defenders, Chaotic, and Sombra's Tech Support can't quite get a foothold and push the payload any further than just a few meters they've already earned.
We do see SMK on that I'm sorry, not on the Hanzo, on the McCree, trying to do what he can to that very dominant Pharah that's just been pinning them back to the spawn so far this game. However, probably not quite as successful as I'm sure he's hoping to be, as that Pharah is still alive and just raining down bombs onto this STS team.
And again, still Ultimate's building here for Sombra's Tech Support. An initiation from Fox and Bridge. It's a bomb that comes out, catches Roos. So now it's 6v4. It's Milkway and Roos both down here for the defenders. SMK using the Deadeye, looking for some targets, waiting for that pharmacy combo, and yeah, able to take down Milkway, who was just res there. Revenant coming through with the Shatter, but again, SMK able to grab that Reinhardt from behind and really kind of save his team there. Doing a really solid job on the McCree, and really the difference maker in this team fight, and I think what's kind of allowed Sombra's Tech Support to start gaining some momentum. Just 13 seconds though, they can see the first A checkpoint, but also the silhouettes of the defenders coming back in to contest them, looming large. Hoping that payload can come up a little bit closer, but it will be another team fight here before the death. Now we are in overtime, and Chaotic looking to prevent a single point on the board. Obviously, Sombra's Tech Support looking for a little bit of extra life in the form of a cap here. Milkway with the Rocket Barrage takes down Woodycap immediately. Now the damage going the way of the blue team again. Chaotic able to get a couple more kills. Bruce and Milkway popping off here. Justbuck able to answer back a little bit. All cold inside. The support's doing the work for STS, trying to get a little bit of an advantage here, but Chaotic's defense is still so strong.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of just sitting on that point and damaging their Ana, especially with the no heals, has been crucial for them to get the picks that they need to hold this off the last 1.77 meters before this checkpoint.
Well, again, you said it. They really just need another few feet and can't quite get through. Woodycap back, though. Pinned back by Revenant, and will drop all cold inside, trying to get back in time as MK drops, and that's the first round. Fantastic defense from Chaotic. And again, a full hold for them.
This was the defense that we saw on the first map on Volskaya Industries, just very dominant, really good teamwork. Roos, especially on that Hanzo, is just so impressive, and allowing, getting a couple of picks here and there, allowing the rest of his team to clean up after him. Really good job from them so far. They're not very far to push it. However, like you said earlier, this first point is one of the hardest to push around, just with all the corners there are, and the spawn there at the very end by the checkpoint. So I definitely think that STS has a chance to hold them before it, but they are going to have to work really hard to keep this very dominant Chaotic team from capping.
Yeah, and obviously, like we said beforehand, Chaotic can make quick work of this, and the first part's done, right? The first step is done for them. They were able to perform the full hold there, so not a long payload to push, but yeah, Sombra's tech support could very well find themselves just trying to dig in deep and finding the response to perform a full hold of their own. Obviously, we saw how far Chaotic had held it for most of that point, and just there towards the end, they were finally able to, or Sombra's tech support was finally able to get a little bit through that initial defense and get a little bit further forward. Obviously, this round could have been a lot shorter, but yeah, Chaotic, at least all signs kind of point to them getting the victory here and improving to 4-1. But see if Sombra's tech support has some tricks up their sleeve. Coming in quickly around this left-hand side, Chaotic looking to approach the payload and maybe offset the defense quickly. Shield up, no kills yet for either side. Payload being pushed slightly, they've got one member back on it. Sombra's tech support, their defense just pulling back kind of unprompted, just ducking around this corner and kind of giving Chaotic a lot of space to work with. Milkway able to come back into the fight via the res from skate action, and I'm kind of surprised at what looks like a tentative defense from Sombra's tech support.
Well, I think it kind of worked out well for them. If they hadn't been pushed farther forward, then the flanking from Chaotic would have definitely hurt them a lot more. As it stands, they are able to hold more solid defense. SNK is able to get a pick onto Milkway, which is huge for them because that fair has just been such a problem. Now, out comes the sound barrier, and it looks like the defense will be able to push the attackers back just a little bit.
Yeah, nice early sound barrier, and that really was helpful for Sombra's tech support. You're exactly right. Able to, I think, win this initial engagement, but the respawn is short enough for Chaotic to come back in and engage quickly. It's a supercharger down now for Revenant, only just to keep everybody a little bit stronger. Demon Guru taking full advantage, finding the pick onto all cold inside, but SNK gets the better of Milkway again, and once again the fair is out of the fight. That could be the key to winning this match for Sombra's tech support. Demon Guru coming out with the whole hog, able to find Witty Cap. And now, just staggered ultimates all over the place. Bomb coming back in. We'll see how successful. Finds no one, but SNK is able to take down skate action with the Deadeye before dropping himself. Still 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Chaotic looks like they're starting to whittle away at this defense a little bit. And as Fox and Bridge goes out of mech, all cold inside tries to pop a Transcendence, was not able to save his tank, so will not have that for the Rocket Barrage for Milkway, who you would expect to use that here very shortly. Looming here for this Pharah. Ooh, SNK coming in to save the day, though, able to take down Milkway before, I think, probably an assured Rocket Brush. Still looking a little bit tough here for Sombra's tech support. And all credit to these Mercies, or skate action, for being able to find the reses to keep the fight going here for the attackers. No one really paying attention to rewinds. He's in behind, looking for the stun, but again, his teammates dropping around him as the blue team starts to gain momentum.
Absolutely. With Milkway taking down SNK this time, a little bit of a reversal from what we've seen so far this round. He does still have that ultimate in his pocket. Skate action is about 50%. Revenant does have his ultimate as well. And there it is. That good double gets out Witty Calf and Sunbear before getting taken down by SNK. Roos is getting a couple more picks, and the payload continues to push forward, 1.68 meters away from winning. And now it's just Fox and Fridge just doing everything he can to hold on to this point. Just jumping around, trying to stay alive as much as possible. Does end up getting taken down, but allows Witty Cap to get back onto point, as well as Sombra. However, both of them go down. It's just a total brawl in the payload right now. Just Buck doing everything he can to stall this from getting the last couple feet. But I don't know how much longer he can hold on.
Yeah, I don't know either. 0.31 meters left, and just a last gasp effort from Sombra's tech support will not be enough, and Chaotic take this game 2-1. I think through 3 games, nobody can really disagree that Chaotic was the better side here. Just a fantastic ultimate combination, and their defense was just superior today. I think some of the best defense that I've seen throughout the games that I've casted and watched this entire week. able to get the full hold on Volskaya and then a full hold again on Rialto. Really impressive from them, and definitely one to watch out for in the Challenger tier. We'll get some post-game thoughts and have the OXC post-game coming up, where we will interview Skate Action, the captain of Chaotic, after their Week 5 win. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And welcome back to the Overwatch Xbox community from the Challenger tier. Fantastic game where we saw a just dominant defensive Chaotic getting the win over Sombra's Tech Support after a full hold on Volskaya and Rialto. And while STS was able to come back on Nepal, I think through 3 games, Chaotic definitely the stronger side. I'm here with Salt and Pepper, joined by Zach and Space 26. We'll do our post game here in just a second. We're going to get kind of things sorted here, and then we'll have Skate Action, the captain of Chaotic, in here for a post-game interview and kind of get some post-game thoughts. Stick around. The post-game show is coming right up.
CG both getting picks, Redfin getting another one on Swift. Just the last Fox and Fridge, and that will be the round.
Ooh.
And continuing just push forward. Out comes the Lucy of Soundbearer to give his team a little bit extra. You see the Reinhardt Revenant just, swinging away. Out comes a Shatter, gets 3 big picks. He's able to kill.
Just staying in good positions and finding the picks in the middle of these team fights, really kind of send it the other direction. Oof.
And Damon Guru, I can only imagine.
Yeah, certainly a fantastic defensive graviton from Damon. We'll see how the rest respond to Dragon Strike and the Coalescence invested. Members from the Sombra tech support falling all over the way down as well. Needs one member left for Chaotic. Try to chase a good pull there onto Twin Clarity, but that hand is still alive. Finally does drop one. Tough stagger there for Sombra tech support, but finally now another engagement coming out from Chaotic, taking the fight onto point. It's rally coming out here from Sound Barrier, though, just everybody from Sombra tech support up. Fantastic shadow though coming in from Revenant only, and Milkoi will combine, getting the triple Cap, getting killed on Revenant early, and now Damon Kulu dropping as well. Means it's an early double there for Woody Cap. Boxing Bridge adds another one, and things still going the way of Sombra tech support. Bridge off the side as well. And yeah, just still the point ticking up for Sombra tech support though. Chaotic has really been able to take some premises back party up to 96% for the blue team. Fantastic pulse bomb though from Milk. Damon able to get Boxing Bridge out of mech. SMK does answer one back the other direction. That'll be helpful for the attackers, but I think the focus may just be a little bit better for Chaotic. The attacker with Shadow will catch two with Revenant swinging for the defenders. SMK using the Deadeye, looking for some targets, waiting for that pharmacy combo, and yeah, able to take down Milkoi, who was just res there. Revenant coming through with the shatter, but again, SMK able to grab that Reinhardt from behind and really kind of save his team there. And welcome to the OXC postgame. Got Skate Action, the captain of Chaotic, in here, and after a really solid Chaotic win, 2-1 over Sombra tech support, two full holds there, both on Volskaya, and we also saw them through to the good. Now they improved to 4-1. Very solid result for them. Also here, Salt & Pepper is still joined by ZachSpace26. And before we get into Skate Action, give me your post-game reaction from that performance. Obviously very strong there from Chaotic.
Yeah, I think, as we said previously, just a really good job from them. We saw them just very dominant in the first round, and then again very dominant in the third round. Just those full holds are very impressive, and their defense was probably one of the best I've seen so far from the teams that I've been viewing in this league, especially in this tier. So really good job from them. They definitely deserve the win this time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what more you can say.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Again, Skate Action was a support player, but the captain here will have his interview here in just a second. But like I said, the full holds, impressive from just from this week, obviously, because we haven't seen a lot of them. It's been mostly multi-round games for a lot of really all the teams. So impressive that they were able to overcome kind of that deficit, or kind of weather the storm of an aggressive attack and get the full hold. So see if we have Skate Action available and get into that interview in just a second. Just a second, guys. Make sure we have got everything all sorted. All right, how about that? Skate action, can you hear us? Let's see. Do we have him in here?
Yep.
There we go. Fantastic. Obviously, guys, coming into... Yeah, there you are. There we go. Coming to this game, 3-1, looking really good. But you've got a lot of competition there towards the top of your division. How obviously big was this game? And obviously, Sombra Tech Sport coming in 1-2-1. Maybe not great this season, but you know they're a strong team from previous seasons. How did you react to that going into this game?
We knew it was a big game. I watched intently the DSC Inner Circle matchup, saw the outcome, and knew that we had a chance to kind of put ourselves at the top of our division. We're going to come up a little short because the map wins the way it sits right now, but we knew it was a chance for us to solidify our place and try to set ourselves up for playoff position.
Yeah, well, in doing just that, obviously improving now to 4-1. Looking at your division, you still have some tough teams kind of there towards the top. I think just a quick glance here, Inner Circle still sitting in a very good position, and with this 2-1 win, still 2 map points behind, but definitely creating some space for you and putting some pressure onto Drunken Shamata Clan there behind you. So obviously coming into week 5, you've got to feel pretty good about, or coming out of week 5, you've got to feel pretty good about your chances for the playoffs, and hopefully see you guys soon. So your defense, again, just going back to Volskaya, the initial attack going through so quickly, what kind of stopped you up on point B? Obviously, it didn't matter because of the full hold in the second round, but what was the biggest struggle you had on that Volskaya B?
Well, the first point we were able to capture. The second point, we just really struggled to get on the point and get it cleared. I think the stagger that they were able to, that the defense was able to run, actually just threw us problems. We weren't able to clear the point completely to be able to cap any of it. And then there were times where it felt like we were kind of staggering in. We would do a full reset and it would just kind of happen again. We made a few swaps, but we just couldn't get through that defense, sadly.
Now, obviously then coming back out and getting the full hold there. Then we kind of saw a different side of you guys. I think Nepal was a little bit shocking. Some good ultimates coming through. You had the substitute come through on the Farah and some fantastic combinations, but then not quite able to get over the line there on Nepal. Was it just like a weakness in control points, or what do you think happened in that game?
It could be a weakness in control points, but I think what it comes down to is the GOATs lineup. It's something that we're working on to get better at, and I think we are getting better. It's just we didn't quite have full strength. We were missing some players. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. You just kind of go with who you got, and we felt pretty good after we had taken the point twice on, I believe, the first map of Nepal. But it's a map that we also lost on in preseason, so apparently it's not a strong map of ours right now.
Well, I mean, no worries. Obviously, if you can get it done with the assault maps and payload maps, right? So obviously able to do just fine there on
yeah.
And not ended up being an issue for you. But yeah, really appreciate you coming on to the post-game video. Kind of final thoughts you have for the viewers. Obviously, congratulations again to improving to 4-1. We're excited for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Absolutely. I guess gate action there, and getting to see the obviously again just a strong performance from Chaotic, and I don't really know what else can be said. I'm trying to see what their games are coming up in week 6, but definitely sitting pretty here as the playoff positions will be released here shortly. Zach, I think you also still here in the party. We'll see if do you have any final thoughts or any kind of post-game reactions?
Not a whole lot. I think it's summed up pretty.
Ooh, sorry about that, guys. But over there on the Zach, give me just 1 second. You were rip headphone users, am I right? There you go.
Here we
see
go.
if that's any better.
We're coming through now?
Yeah, there you are.
Awesome. All right. Just to reiterate what I think has been said previously, both these teams did a really good job. We saw the very dominant play on the control point from Sombra Tech Sport. However, it wasn't quite dominant enough to win them the game. And Chaotic just doing really well. We mentioned the defense multiple times, and again with the captain, It was just phenomenal. The full hold on both of the maps, Volskaya and Rialto, allowed them to take this game, and I think that was probably the biggest factor they had going for them, was that dominant defense.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. Strong game here, and a few plays definitely worthy of the top plays list. The top play contenders, make sure you guys submit your clips. If you're not aware, the OXC breakdown coming out on Tuesday nights, 8 Eastern. We had our inaugural episode this past Tuesday. You can catch that on the Twitch stream if you missed it. A lot of good stuff. We do some in-depth analysis on the Overwatch Xbox community. All the tiers try and focus on a couple games, get you highlights like the ones you're watching now. And yeah, it's a good time, nice discussion, and allows us to get a little bit further into kind of the wins and losses and how that will affect the standings and the playoffs heading into kind of towards the end of the season. So definitely make sure you're checking that out. It's on this channel, OXC Gaming, and yeah, OXC Breakdown, Tuesdays, 8 Eastern. Submit your clips via the clip submission channel on our Discord. If you haven't joined yet, there's links on the website to join. We'd love to have you in there. And yeah, should be a lot of fun stuff coming up. 1v1 tournament as well. Sign up on the site and get information about that in the Discord as well. But I think that will just about do it for us. I really appreciate you guys joining us here. And for the Overwatch Xbox community, for the Challenger tier, Sombra, Chaotic, and Space 26, we'll see you guys next time.